Thank you, Ms. Rodeline. Now we're going to proceed to the next discussion, which is about higher order thinking skills, which covers the analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Now let's move on to number 4, analyzing. Take information apart to understand the organizational structure. Here, it is very important that we separate the elements of a topic in order to make it more understandable. And here, our example is differentiate for formative and summative assessment, wherein we can analyze this easily by separating the formative and the summative assessment. And then we're going to list down the differences and the characteristic of these two separately. So the keywords that we can use here are analyze, break down, contrast, categorize, separate, differentiate. And the technologies that we can use are fishbowls, debating, questioning what happened, run a test, wherein we are considering also, or we are categorizing which are the facts and which are the inferences, okay? So let's proceed to the number 5, evaluating. Critically examining and judging ideas. In short, we became critics here because we are telling the worth of someone or something, like defending a research proposal, wherein you need to review your entire proposal in order for you to know its strengths and weaknesses. And it will also tell you if it will pass or fail, or if it is really worth it for you to continue it as a research. So the keywords that we can use in evaluating are defend, justify, critic, conclude, explain, support, evaluate. And the technologies are survey, wherein we are getting the pulse of our respondents, and blogging, of course, wherein we can weigh the significance of ideas because or informations, because we have a lot of things to consider. We have a lot of references like that. So that is for evaluating. Excuse me. So for number 6, it is creating. Use information to create something new. And here, it is very important that we build structure from diverse elements, like combining the small pieces of information in order for us to create a bigger context. And the example here is create a lesson plan. And we know that in creating a lesson plan, there's a lot of things to consider, like the type and numbers of students, the teaching philosophies, the psychological theories, the lesson, the time, and many more. And if we will combine all of these elements, we can surely have an effective and a powerful lesson plan. So other keywords to be used here on creating: composed, plan, design, revise, organize, generate, modify. And the technologies that we can use are create a new model, write an essay. Because here we are giving importance to small information, because we believe here that once this information combines, it can create something new, unique, material, or concept. Okay? Now we're here on knowledge dimension. So it is one of the two dimensions of the revised Bloom's taxonomy, the type of knowledge. So number 1, it is factual. Basic elements must know to be acquainted with a discipline. So this could be terminologies or specific details. And this can answer the questions that begins with who, what, when, and where. Like what we see on our screen, which is who is the father of biology. And if you know the answer, you can just say Aristotle, as simple as that. So the other type of knowledge is conceptual, wherein it is interrelationship among basic elements with larger structure that enables them to function together. And here it tells about the concepts, the generalization, the principles, and the theories that is needed in a discipline. So commonly, this answer the questions that begins with what. Like our example, what makes the earth to have different season? So in order for us to answer this, we need to consider a lot of things like the earth itself, its revolution, its axis, and so more. So if we're gonna see those information separately, it will not make a sense. But if we combine those information in explaining a complex idea, we can surely have a concept that will help us answer this kind of question. The third one, procedural. It is how to do something, method of inquiry, techniques, and methods. Wherein this is definitely about delivering the process on performing a discipline. And here it is answering the question that starts with how. Like our example, how to create a research paper. We know that in creating a research paper, we are following a step-by-step procedure. We cannot proceed, for example, to the stage 3 if we're not done with the first and second one, right? So that is the concept of procedural, to give instruction on how to do something. And then the last one is the metacognitive type of knowledge, which is about awareness and knowledge of one's own cognition. It is requiring to have reflective knowledge and strategies on how to solve problems through understanding oneself and the context. So our example here is why teaching is the most suitable profession for you. So well, you can understand this or you can answer this by understanding and reflecting on yourself. And then you need to try to construct ideas in order for you to reason out. As teachers, we shouldn't only focusing on asking what questions to our students, because here it seems that we're just checking if our students know something about our topic. Because here there are some specific terminologies that we are expect them to hear from them. Unlike if we're gonna let them to answer how and why questions, it will allows them to think critically and reflect on something in order for them to provide unique and diverse answers. As a summary, here are the two dimensions of revised Bloom's taxonomy. The first one is the cognitive process dimension, which is referring to the mental process involved gaining of knowledge and comprehension. On the other side, we have the knowledge dimension, which is pertaining to the type of knowledge. So to connect these two, we have an example here, and it is students will be able to differentiate qualitative and quantitative research. So here, differentiate is the verb that is representing the cognitive process dimension. And in this case, it is analyzing, because we need to analyze here the difference between the qualitative and quantitative research. So we need to separate these two for the better analyzation. And then another keywords here are qualitative and quantitative research. And these are the noun phrase that are representing the knowledge dimension, the conceptual type of knowledge. Why? Because quantitative research and qualitative research can be composed of small informations or supporting details that could provide a concept on how can we differentiate these two type of research. So by considering these two dimensions, we can have or we can enhance our cognitive skills. So that's it. And I'm Aris Rodriguez. Thank you for watching.